Misano is something of special in our heart. It's just 50 minutes far from here, and it's the circuit where me and Mauro were born in terms of racing passion. When I started, very late after my past in off-road with my brother, I started for fun riding in Misano. And this is the reason why when I have the chance to be back in that paddock, in this circuit, I feel something of special. During the race weekend, starting from Thursday, a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of fans normally come to visit us, staying with us, talking with us, hoping to enjoy the race with us on the podium. And this is what I hope, to enjoy with our friends on the podium for the next home race.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Misano World Circuit. Marco Simoncelli for round 7 of the 2026 FIM Supersport World Championship. We move into the second half of the season with Tissot Superpole here at the Emilia-Romagna round. Of the top riders in the championship, Arenas, Masia and Onchu all finished the morning in the top 5. The exception, Valentin Debise, who was only P14. And as I've said, the main story, ZXMOTO's alarming lack of pace in Aragon a fortnight ago, seemingly carrying on into this morning for Valentin Debise.
È difficile da gestire le gare, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10.
Cioè mi pianto molto adesso, c'è un giro.
Good to see Federico Caricasulo and Valentin Debise working together, both experienced campaigners in the championship and indeed within that Evan Brothers unit, albeit this is the first season for ZXMOTO. But Caricasulo, following in the tyre tracks there of Debise, has fired himself up from P17 to P6, and that's a lot more like it for Caricasulo. Former pole sitter, of course, at this venue. It's his first career pole in Misano 10 years ago, and it was with Evan Brothers at the time. Debise on an improved lap here. This could be important. He's only 9th position as things stand. Remember, Valentin Debise has had 5 front row starts in 6 rounds this season, was at worst in 2026 at P6 at the Hungarian round. The plan was obviously to work together, and it's worked well thus far because Debise is the best part of 0.2 of a second up after 3 sectors. Here comes Debise then driving for the line. 3.5 minutes to go in Superpole, and he crosses the line for P2. So it's worked out handily for Valentin Debise there. Here comes Alberto Arenas for P2, and we have a red flag on cue. Arenas, Debise, your front row as things stand.
Ci fa un giro, adesso tiratelo dietro un giro te. No, state pronti che se ci fanno entrare c'è 3 minuti, lui va davanti, te vai di dietro. Sei arrivato dietro al carro che lì l'hai intoppato un po', ma dopo Misano 1, Misano 2 l'hai staccato. La fai bene Misano 1, l'ultima cura la fai bene.
1 lap before the checkered flag falls. Everyone's got to make sure that they get a lap in here by crossing the line before the checkered flag brings an official halt to the session. So it's Onchu, Arenas, Debise, your front row.
La moto è veramente vicino da fare una moto top. Una piccola aiuta, dopo io posso la guidare e posso fare un step. Perché adesso io non riesco a fare la differenza.
For the home race, we are going to prepare a special fairing livery. So I think this mix between the red bike from the Chinese flag and the red, white and green of the Italian flag will be something of special and a big motivation to make it happen again.
Federico Caricasulo, winner of the 2018 Riviera di Rimini round. His best result this season, just 9th place in Portimao, suffered his second non-scoring round of the season last time out. Interesting question over the course of the two races this weekend. How will Valentin de Bees get on? Because that ZXMOTO had no pace last time out in Aragon, struggling with the hot temperatures, struggling with balance, struggling with pretty much everything. He'll be hoping that here in Misano it's a different story, because he had a good Superpole in Aragon as well and couldn't remain with the podium contenders. This is race one of the 2026 Pirelli Emilia-Romagna round, and a decent start from the outside of the second row of the grid from Alessandro Zaccone. De Bees has split the Yamahas, so great start from him, although Arenas immediately coming back through around the outside at turn 2. So it's Onchu who leads, 2/10 ahead of Arenas, then De Bees right on his tail, Zaccone 2/10 back, as De Bees lunges down the inside of Arenas. That was a nicely taken move by Valentin de Bees. After a tough weekend at the Aragon round last time out, where he managed to steal a place on the front row of the grid, but then didn't have pace in either of the races, here he is visibly on par with the two Yamahas up front. Again, De Bees carries that tighter line through 9, captures him by surprise, but Onchu responds immediately and now has track position down the straight and through Curvone. De Bees will put himself out alongside Onchu here from 3rd to 1st, and there goes Arenas as well. Launched his attack at turn 2 with the lead on lap 7.
Yeah, you can see for De Bees though, he doesn't want to sit behind. The reason for that is he thinks that the other bikes have a little bit more potential, so he needs track position to be able to try and defend the race lead rather than attack first. So he might try and do something down in towards turn 11 again.
New fastest lap of the race, a 1:37.3. De Bees matches it, so we do have a head-to-head on our hands between Arenas and De Bees, but Onchu is now out of the reckoning seemingly for that victory.
Arenas maintained his consistent pace, De Bees found something.
It's a 1:37.216 from Valentin de Bees. Fastest of anyone in Sector 2, fastest of anyone in Sector 4. That's why he's now right on the tail of Arenas, less than 2/10 of a second between them up front.
Valentin on lap 53, just trying to find areas where he's able to attack against Albert Arenas, but Arenas just hasn't put a foot wrong.
But back with the race leaders, and nose to tail now between Arenas on the Yamaha, the ZXMOTO of Valentin de Bees. 1 lap to go for us to find out. 5 podiums this season for Valentin de Bees. All of them have been race victories. Watch for him at Curvone. That's where he's been consistently faster than Albert Arenas, who runs a tight line through 9 and 10 to try and cover him off. De Bees will pick the bike up earlier, have the acceleration now towards Curvone. He's been closer and closer with each passing lap, and now there's nothing between the two of them, and De Bees will move out to the inside to hit the front. Arenas will move to the inside. De Bees covers it. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Valentin de Bees with a majestic ride on the ZXMOTO. And after a tough weekend in Aragon last time out, De Bees hits the front. One last gasp effort from Albert Arenas at the final turn. De Bees will have the cutback. Drag race down to the line. Valentin de Bees has done it, twice passing the championship leader on the final lap. De Bees with his 6th race victory of the season for ZXMOTO. What a brilliant last lap duel between De Bees and Arenas. And De Bees will move up not only back into 2nd in the World Championship standings, but also pull back 5 crucial points.
De Bees surprised his rival there, because so often into that final corner you go super defensive, and he left just enough space to break on the limit, and then Arenas would have to go in deeper and then cost himself that mid-corner speed. So clever riding from De Bees, but it's a brave rider that does that as well.
representative of the winning team, Mr. Zongley, will receive the team award from the Mayor of Misano Adriatico, and that of course goes to everybody that is working hard back at the factory for ZXMOTO Evan Bros Racing. It's now time for Prosecco Doc on the podium.
Yeah, it was for me not bad result. The problem today was to start so behind in the group, so it's not easy at the beginning to overtake and to take the rhythm. But then lap by lap I was faster and faster. My pace was not so bad. And from middle race to the end, my pace was similar to the front group. So we finished the top 9. For me, is not the result I want, but is a start to do better. It's incredible. I never see so many people in Misano, and they are all very positive and they love us so much. So I really appreciate it.
My heart is still beating since 1 hour ago. I'm so happy to receive a lot of congrats for all the rest of the paddock, because they understanding how strong we work in every moment, and I really feel the love of all these fans for our rider, for the team, and something that I never felt in my life. And this victory in Misano is something of unique. We are so happy and proud to represent ZXMOTO.
Facevamo un aggiustaggio nella moto, facevamo fatica a tenere quel passo lì, forse stavamo con occhio, perché se guardavamo i fogli di ieri non potevamo mantenere un passo così.
I was expecting a big group, but we were only 2 at the end, and my goal was to stay in the back, and I couldn't pass anyway because he was so strong. In the last 3 laps, I saw that I was faster than him and more comfortable. I was expecting to pass him in the last lap in the back straight because we had some tailwind, and I know with the tailwind was very easy to pass. And then in the last corner, he passed me and was a bit unexpected because it's always very hard to pass here. But I saw that going in so fast, he went a bit wide, and then I was able to pass him back and get the win.
Over the years, we created a very strong group of persons that we always call, since the past, family. And all the single person of the team, all the single technician, think same as the rider. Everybody into the team really want to win. And that's what makes this team special.
Sugo! Andiamo alla gelateria!
Andiamo!
Sapevamo che qua c'era una pista di kart, volevamo venire qua a girare, poi sapevamo che qua giravano in moto, allora abbiamo detto vabbè dai, prendiamo sul bilico, portiamo le moto, dai, è andata bene, perché bravi, sì,
Making your way to the front of the grid then, Valentin Debise, second in the standings, lines up pole ahead of championship leader Alberto Rennes.
Yeah, Debise, the key thing for him is that we know that he's able to rack off a lot of wins. He's been able to do that with that ZXMOTO machine, but Rennes has that consistency that just makes it very difficult to be able to claw back a points advantage if you start making mistakes, or just a tough weekend like Debise had last time out in Aragon.
Federico Caricasulo, 9th in race 1 yesterday, matching his best results of this season so far. A strong way to bounce back after failing to score in Aragon last time out. And we'll see what he can do here, starting from P14.
We're here at 34 degrees here in Misano, and it's very hot and difficult conditions out there. We saw in yesterday's race, Debise was able to make it work. He needs to do the same again today.
Top 3 in the championship there in the top 4 places. Race 2 of the 2026 Pirelli Emilia-Romagna round gets underway. Great start from Aldi Mahendra on the Yamaha, firing his way through, challenging for 3rd position going in towards turn 1. So it's Rennes who leads. Debise in 2nd, Mahendra right with him in 3rd. As Mahendra attacks Valentin Debise.
We'll see if Valentin's able to come back towards him. Obviously, still very early going in this race, but for Debise, certainly where he'll be thinking, I can't afford to let Rennes open this gap.
New fastest lap of the race from Aldi Mahendra last time around. Another 1/10 of a second gained in on Alberto Rennes. And the pair of them now breaking away from Valentin Debise, 1.2 seconds behind in 3rd. As Booth Amos runs wide, and that's Debise losing 3rd position.
Similar to what we saw in yesterday's race, in the early stages, Debise had to wait until the race came back to him a little bit, and the step forward that so many other riders have made into the Sunday race looks like it's more significant than what the ZX rider has.
Yeah, Debise can't afford to be too far back from Rennes, carrying his momentum around the outside of turn 1, knowing it would give him the inside for turn 2. He takes track position as Onchu decides it's now or never and abuses Debise there, forces him out of the way, and Massier is passed as well.
No, he's just got no pace whatsoever.
Still can't get the bike stopped into turn 8. That's a few laps in a row, and this time it's Casadei that comes through on him for 6th position. Debise in 7th, now looking vulnerable to Ertl, Ferrari, Farioli, Zaccone, all of that group to round out the top 11. Debise again hot into La Quercia. He can't get it stopped through there. Ferrari now up into 7th position as Debise's tumble through the field continues.
And this is where the really hot conditions, 34 degrees, make it very difficult, as we said earlier.
Yeah, this is looking more like the Aragon Debise and ZXMOTO. And the gap in the series standings overall would open to 54 points to his nearest rival, and Rennes would have a full round in hand for the first time this season.
Last time around for Debise into the 39s again, and that's no pace at all right now.
Alberto Rennes finally gets his 3rd win of the season on the board, 10 seconds up the road from his main championship rival Valentin Debise, who struggles home in 8th, just where he finished the 2 races in Aragon a fortnight ago.
Il motore non era caldissimo. Il problema è che cambia tutto, anche sul freno motore. Sul freno motore, come gestire le gas, la moto è completamente diversa da guidare, e allora io ho fatto tanto errore.
Arrivavi al tramonto adesso, là, ieri dove sorpassavi, là, la curva là prima del rettilineo. Eri così, come fai? Dopo allungavi le staccate, ma sembrava la gara di Aragon, uguale.
La cosa è che anche da solo non riesci a andare.
Da solo giravi come i primi, da solo. Giravano 38,2 i primi.
Io ho fatto così.
Il problema è quando giravi 38,8, 38,9 che...
Potevo starci lì nel gruppetto così, il problema è che ero anche in un sacco di altri posti dove c'ero sempre col davanti,
The big challenge today was difficult to manage the situation, but lucky me, I had some tool on the bike with the fork setting and engine braking settings that I could play a bit to find my reason, let's say. When I was by myself, I was matching the lap time of the first, but when I was in the group, it was very difficult for me to keep my position. So anyway, I fight very hard to get 8th position, but I went in the green in the last lap, so get dropped 1 position, finish 9. But not happy, but happy to still get some point. And now the good thing is we have a 3 week off to work on our problem and move forward. So let's hope for some cold in Donington and fight back for some podiums.
Today everything was really difficult because of the high temperature, like in Aragon. Honestly, I hope to do better, but now it's not easy because the first 15 riders are all very, very close. So to stay in top 5, you have to be in the battle for first position. So we miss at the moment 3 tenths for this. We improved a bit from Aragon and from Most.
La gara di casa c'è sempre tanta gente, è difficile mantenere la concentrazione, ma la concentrazione l'abbiamo tenuta, solo che ieri era leggermente più fresco, sapevamo che avevamo meno problemi, non pensavamo di giocarci la gara, invece abbiamo vinto e oggi eravamo coscienti del fatto che la nostra moto col caldo ha ancora qualche piccolo problemuccio, del resto è stata un buon fine settimana, non si può dire che è stato un fine settimana orrendo, diciamo così.
Now we will work more to improve in Donington.